mean you had to turn it off, Marsha. I just thought it was funny.
It's a little distracting.
All right. Welcome, welcome. See, once I get to the gallery view here and get back into my chair, I can barely see if my chair is lined up until I sit down. Okay, we're good. Because I keep moving my chair, obviously. We'll find our mountain pose here in the chair. And close your eyes or take a soft gaze. We'll notice the bottoms of our feet and see if we can kind of energize the bottom of the feet and then ground through the feet. So we can lift the toes, wiggle them, and then set them back down. And then we'll have our knees directly over our ankles. Moving from the knees to the hip creases and the seat bones. The thighs are parallel with the floor as much as possible. Sometimes we can place something underneath our feet to make it a little bit more parallel. The seat bones are pointed straight down. The pelvis is neutral. The heart is positioned over the hips, the pelvis. The head is positioned over the heart. And our arms are at our sides or placed in the lap. And we'll check in briefly and notice what we're bringing to the chair this morning. Or afternoon, or wherever, whenever and wherever you're watching this or participating in this. Just notice what you're bringing to your practice today. We'll notice the breath and the movement of the breath. Notice some qualities of the breath. You know, is your breath easy? Is it tight? Is it deep? Or however you kind of interpret or label, I guess, the breath. Try not to judge it. And we'll start to lengthen and deepen the breath. So bringing the breath in through the nose, filling up the belly and the chest, and then exhaling through the nose and softening the belly and chest. And imagine your breath, your inhale, bringing you a taller spine where you sit up even taller to allow for more breath to come in, more space for the breath to fill up. And then the exhale, try to resist the urge of kind of collapsing. We want to still stay tall. Take a moment to set an intention or say an affirmation or dedicate this practice to someone. Your intention could be to just be present. It could be to be more mindful. It could be to enjoy the practice. It could be any number of things. When I was in my yoga teacher training, my intention would be to learn something in this practice. So maybe you want to learn something. Could be learning how your body moves, could be learning something new. And now on our next exhale, we're going to dip the chin towards the chest, lengthening the back of the neck. On the inhale, the chin starts to come up and slightly back, lengthening through the spine. And then exhaling again, chin to chest. I have a strong urge to slouch today. So if you want to slouch, maybe that's your intention, is just to be as mindful about sitting up tall as you possibly can. On your next exhale, the chin goes towards the chest, and then we round through the spine. So the spine goes towards the back of the chair. And the inhale, you come up tall, the shoulder blades come towards each other, chest opens, chin comes above neutral, but still keeping the back of the neck long. So we're not crunching it if we can help it. And then exhaling and rounding. So take a few breaths like that. Hold any place that you feel like would benefit you. A couple of my girls were in the ring while I was giving a lesson last night, and I was telling the little boy in the lesson, I'm like, okay, sit up tall. And one of the girls came up to me afterwards. She goes, every time you'd say sit up tall, she goes, I would remember and I would sit up taller. I'm like, well, that's cool. That's awesome. You know, whatever it takes to kind of remind you, bring you back to your own work. Chances are, if, you know, you need it, someone else does too, or if someone else needs it, you do too. Good. And last time, we're exhaling and rounding. And then we'll come back to neutral, sit up tall. We're going to take our right hand to our right shoulder, and we'll make some circles with our elbow here. A nice low circle. We won't worry about making a big circle just yet. And I'm circling clockwise here with my right shoulder, my right elbow. And we'll start to make a bigger circle. Get your spine involved. Start to kind of come forward with your elbow and back with your elbow. So your chest moves with your elbow. And then finally, we make a big circle towards the back. You can take your hand off your shoulder, maybe reach for the back of the chair, drape your arm over the back. Take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Again, always sitting up really tall as we're twisting. I think I heard somewhere that one of the biggest golf injuries is kind of like the forward kind of bending and rounding as they're twisting. So if, you know, if that can be dangerous for golf, then I'm sure it could be dangerous for other things. So avoiding kind of rounding the spine as you're twisting. So you want to stay up tall. And then we'll allow ourselves to come back to neutral. Take a moment here, little inventory, a breath or two. And then we'll move over to the left shoulder, left fingertips on the left shoulder, making a low circle here, counterclockwise with the elbow. And then our circle will start to get bigger, starting to move the torso with the elbow here more and more. And then our circle starts to get a little bigger, and the elbow comes further and further towards the back of the chair till eventually we end up back here. The arm can drape over the back of the chair or towards your back, right out the right hand reaching to the outside of the left thigh and twisting towards the left here with our upper body. Starting to feel slightly here that I am doing chair yoga in a sauna. I'm going to think about, you know, paying good money to be in a sauna. You know, put a positive spin on it. Or hot yoga. Just think of how much people pay to do hot yoga. Welcome to hot chair yoga. And then we'll allow ourselves to come back to neutral, back to our front here, front facing, and close your eyes, take a moment, notice any changes within the body. So we're going to take the fingers and we'll interlace and we'll push the palms away. We're rounding through the upper back, but still staying up tall. And we'll raise the arms. You know, if you can go all the way up overhead, great. If you can get part way, anywhere in between, that's all good. Maybe bring your gaze towards the crease between the wall and the ceiling. And then exhale, bring them back down. Still rounding through the back. So kind of cat and cow here. And then flip them over again, come all the way up. And then exhaling and lowering back down. Let's do 2 more of those. Flipping the palms away, come back up. And then back down. And last one. And back down. We'll undo the fingers here, interlace, shake the hands out. We're going to interlace the fingers behind our back. Now, if they don't reach or they don't comfortably reach, bring them as close together as you can. If you have a strap or something handy, or a dishcloth or a little washcloth or something, you know, grab a hold of that. If you can interlace, great, go ahead and do that. And we're going to push the knuckles away. So we're opening up through the heart. So we're kind of like this, pushing them away. If they're still touching your back, totally fine. You can push them away from your back. Great. And we're rolling the shoulders open. Good. Take a big inhale here, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come back up. One more time, pushing the knuckles away, exhale, fold forward, keeping the shoulders back the whole time if you can. And then we'll come all the way up. We'll bring the knuckles over to the right hand side. So both knuckles are over to the right. We're up tall again, and we can tip our head towards the right. And then we'll bring the knuckles over to the left hand side and tilt the head to the left. And then we'll come back to center, shake the arms out, take some shoulder rolls here. We'll do our little seated, I don't know why I say little. Anyway, our seated flow. I start with my left hand. You can start with either one. And I take some wrist rolls as I inhale. Come up as high as you feel comfortable and then come back down. I wrist roll one way on the way up and another way on the way down. Switching sides. Okay, we'll inhale, both arms up. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Get as close as you can. And then exhale, bring them down to the heart. Super. We'll move through this again. Wrist roll, inhale. Oh yeah. Bring it back down. Switching sides. I have some very chatty birds out here today. I don't know what they're saying, but the turkeys are constant. Inhale, bring both hands up. Push the ceiling away and exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Wish I had a bird or animal translator because the animals have so much to say. They're like vocalization to each other and they're so different. You know, the turkeys make, I would say, there's at least 5 distinguishing things that they say. I'm pretty sure that one of them is, oh my God. I'm pretty sure. There's definitely an oh my God being said once in a while. Sweep both arms up. Push the ceiling away, exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift or flat back. Exhale and fold. Sweep the arms up, come all the way up. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. And then going back. There's definitely a chicken sound where they're kind of like chewing you out. We definitely have, that one's pretty distinguishing. They're like telling you what, either telling you off or telling you what to do. It usually happens when I'm outside without food for them. You know, how dare I walk where they can see me and not give them something to eat. Inhale the arms up. Mind you, they have food in their coop 24/7. Push the ceiling away and fold. Inhale, halfway lift or flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Back to center. Exhale, the right knee is going to come up. We're going to give it a squeeze and we'll take some ankle rolls here. Switch directions of your ankle roll. We'll sweep the arms up. And exhale, grab the other knee. Give it a squeeze. Switch directions of your ankle roll. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Good. Last time through, wrist roll. Switch sides. Sweep both arms up. Push the ceiling away. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale again and fold. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Come all the way up nice and tall. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right knee up, give it a squeeze. Briefly hold. Inhale, extend the right leg. Foot is flexed. And then we'll set that right heel down. Bring our hands to our left thigh, sitting up tall, and then hinge forward if you want to. But we're flexing that right foot. That the toes are coming back towards the shin. Not that they really do that. That's really flexible. We'll bring that right heel back. Inhale the arms up. Come up tall again. Exhale, left knee comes up. Give it a squeeze. Briefly hold. And then inhale, extend. The left foot is flexed now. Leg is straight and we'll lower it down. Heel first. And sit up tall. Resting the hands on the left, right thigh. And hinging forward gently. So there's a sound that the turkeys make when you go to touch them and they're like, "Ew, don't touch me," kind of thing. And I can hear one of them out there is doing that. And then the other one sounds like, there's another one out there making a sound like they're looking for food or something. And then one is like, "Don't touch me." So I don't know what's going on out there. It's pretty funny. We'll bring that left foot back. We'll inhale the arms up. And then exhale, bring them through the heart. We'll hold here for a moment. Maybe call the intention or affirmation or dedication back into your mind. I'm going to sit up tall. And on the exhale, we'll bring the left elbow towards the right knee. We'll inhale back to center, tall spine. Exhale, right elbow towards the left knee. And then inhale back to center. So now we'll bring the left elbow towards the right knee, or maybe even the outside of the right knee. And you're going to press your palms together as you try to roll your right shoulder open. Long spine all the time. So if you're kind of slouchy or rounded in this, see if you can either take some of the roundness out or maybe don't twist quite so deep. On your next inhale, we come back up. Sit up tall once again, and then on the next exhale, we'll bring the outside of the right elbow or the right elbow towards the outside of the left knee, getting tall through the spine. So we're reaching through the crown of the head as long as you possibly can, and pressing the hands together as we rotate the spine and open that left shoulder up towards the ceiling. Our next inhale brings us back to center. And exhale, release the hands. Shake them out. Okay, we'll take the knees wide. As wide as you can. Knees and toes pointing in the same direction. So for me, it's like some effort, some mental effort to keep the knees out because they kind of just want to fall in. So mental effort, ending up in some physical effort here. We'll bring the arms out for goddess. We're going to inhale up tall, and then we're going to exhale, bring the right elbow towards the left, sorry, not left, right elbow towards the right knee, and the left arm will extend. So we'll inhale here, exhale, right elbow, right knee. And you can actually place it on there, taking a big stretch. Left arm comes up and over. Inhale, back to goddess. Exhale, left elbow, left knee. Inhale, extend the right arm. Come back to center. Exhale, left or right elbow, right knee. Extend the left arm. Back to center. Left elbow, left knee. Extend the right arm. Come back to center. Lower the arms, bring the legs together, give yourself a hug. We're squeezing the legs towards each other here. Inhale, lift the elbows, lift the heart. Exhale, lower the elbows, bring the elbows towards the knees. Inhale, come up tall, lift the elbows, lift the heart. Exhale, elbows towards the knees. We'll inhale up like you're removing a sweater. The arms come up and out, and we'll reverse the hug here. So the other elbow will be on top. Good. Take an inhale, elbows come up. Exhale, elbows towards the knees. One more time here, elbows come up. Exhale, elbows towards the knees. And then we'll bring the elbows up here on the inhale. Like you're removing a sweater, arms come out to the side and bring them all the way down. Good. Take a moment, take a breath, take some shoulder rolls. Okay, we're going to move to our almost standing position here, reaching out in front, pressing through the heels. Lean forward till you can take your seat bones off the chair and then come back down with as much control as possible without the use of momentum if possible, but definitely as much as necessary, but as little as possible. My dressage trainer told me that. It's like, well, how much do I use of this, or what do I do? And I love that saying. Works like everywhere. And then we'll come all the way up and march it out. Unstick your clothes from your body if you need to. Good. So we won't really do a flow here behind the chair this time, but we will do some stretching for the hamstrings. So we'll inhale the arms up in our mountain pose. And then we're gonna exhale, place the hands on the back of the chair and take a step back with the right foot. So my heel is on the ground. Both heels are on the ground, feet are flat on the floor. You can use the chair or you can raise your arms up. So if you need the chair for balance, go ahead. If your arms are tired, hang on to the chair. And we're tucking the belly button in. So our belt buckle that we typically wear in class here is being lifted. We're not gripping the floor with our toes. That's kind of one of my go-tos as well. You can actually even lift all the toes. Okay, so my left knee is slightly bent. We're gonna exhale, bring the hands behind the back, pushing the knuckles away, opening up through the heart again. Kind of like what we did in the chair already. Totally optional if you want. I mean, balance is definitely trickier in this position. If you want, you can hinge forward. If it's a little too sketchy balance-wise, see, I just fell over myself. If it's too sketchy balance-wise, stay where you are and then come all the way up. We'll inhale the arms up and then we'll exhale, step back into our mountain pose. Okay, we'll inhale the arms up. Exhale, place the hands on the back of the chair for balance and step back with the left leg. So left foot is flat on the floor, right foot is flat on the floor. Right knee is a little bit bent here. Inhale the arms up, keeping that belt buckle lifted. Taking a couple breaths here. You can lift the toes. Okay, optional here, you can interlace the fingers behind the back and switch your grip. So if you normally just grab one way, see if you can interlace your fingers the opposite way here. Not inside out or anything, but you know, the awkward feeling interlacing, pushing the knuckles away from the body, opening up through the heart, option to also hinge forward. Boy, I can kind of feel this everywhere. Inhale all the way up. Inhale the arms up if you want. Exhale, place the hands on the back of the chair, step back into your mountain pose. So we'll do a little bit of balance here. I'm giving two options for this. You can do any variation of tree that you're familiar with. So, you know, like this, like this, like this. Anything you want to do with your arms. Also, if you want a quad stretch and you can reach your foot, or if you have a strap or pants that you can reach, take a quad stretch here. So either one. So you're a tree or the quad stretch. You can, if you feel comfortable, stable enough, you can raise the arm. Okay, if you can't reach your foot, don't worry, you can just lift it if you want, although that can create some cramping in the backs of the legs. Did you get that, Carol? Is that why you're smiling? Oh, wobbly, yeah, it's tricky. And keeping the knees kind of towards each other. So I was kind of out to the side, keeping the knees towards each other here if you're doing the quad stretch variation. And then we'll release with control, lower down, march it out. So if balance is really tricky, definitely use the chair as much as possible. I'm actually going to move the chair to the other side so I can do the other leg. So we'll move into the tree pose on the other side. Tree pose or your quad stretch variation. So bringing the legs towards each other, releasing the chair is totally optional. can even reach both hands on that one foot. Kind of opening the front part of your body. Woo, too much hand gesturing, not enough paying attention to what I'm doing. Taking just a couple more breaths here. Woo. And then we'll release the foot, lower down with control. March it out, shake out the arms. And then we'll come back to the front of our chair here. Moving around into the front. We'll take our squat variation or glute squeeze. So you can sit in the chair, squeeze your glutes. That's option number one. Number two is any variation of chair or goddess that you would like. Either, no matter what you do, the knees and toes are always facing in the same direction. You know, your knees aren't in and your toes are out, kind of thing. Or also, our knees are not hiding our feet. So you want to still be able to see your feet no matter what, at least your toes. So the glutes go back. So when you look down, you can see your feet. Your arms are up. Your spine is long. So any variation, your feet can be together. They can be hip width. So it's kind of still the sensation of being open through your heart. Almost kind of like you're showing off your collarbones, collar brows. Where the hell was that coming from? And your head, the crown of your head is still lifting out from your spine, very tall, kind of proud looking here. The gaze is kind of forward. Take another breath or two here. If you can think of something you're grateful for, maybe call that into your mind. In a moment, you'll probably be grateful for the chair. Another big inhale, get really long through the spine, maybe sit a little lower. And then on your next exhale, bring your seat back into the chair. Super. So we're going to move into a more of a hip opening situation. So you can have your feet, like the bottoms of the feet together, knees opening wide. You can cross at the ankle with one knee opening up. You can place your right foot on a bolster or a block, or you can place the right ankle over the left knee and sit up tall. Should have the feet flexed as much as possible to keep a straight line from your ankle or your foot to your knee. Now you have the option also to hinge forward. So in these kind of like hip openers, quote unquote here, you'll feel some compression in the hip. Possibly, you might not. You know, as long as you're not feeling pain, we're good. If you feel nothing, maybe you experiment a little, move around a little. So, and the back is straight, even if you are hinging forward, so we're not pulling on the low back if possible. You might notice more compression in the hip by keeping a tall, straight spine. And obviously straight spine is kind of not accurate because your spine is curvy. We'll come back up to our seated position. We'll release that right foot. You can, run in place. And then we're going to move over to the left leg. So any variation that you want, it could be the same as the first variation. It might be different, but the feet are flexed, spine is tall, and then the option again to hinge forward. We'll take a couple breaths here. And then we'll come back up, uncross the legs, take any, run in place, sit up tall, and then I'm going to move closer here. We'll work on our hands. So bringing the hands out in front here. And we can push the palms away and come up. So it can be, you look like a blackjack dealer or something. I ain't got nothing up my sleeves. Don't have sleeves. Okay, and then the other way here. And shake them out. Work on tapping. So the karate chop part of the hand, we'll tap. The heels of the hands. Keeping the shoulders relaxed and the arms kind of down. Constantly wanting to suck them up here. The bottoms of the thumbs. Punch into the hand. Switch. Oh. Backs of the hands. Switch. Interlace. Hold and switch. Go again. Okay, then the webbing between the thumb and the forefinger here. It's so funny, and the little icon, like the little picture of myself that I can see with you guys is how white my face is compared to my arms and neck. I have this great sunscreen I use on my face, and the sunscreen, I ran out of the good sunscreen for my neck and body. Switch here. And so I've gotten a little burnt on my arms and chest. Need to put bronzer on my face or something so I match. Okay, we'll take our hands. They're full of prana, chi, life force, what have you, whatever you want to call it, or just warmth, I don't know, excitement. We'll place them on a body part or body parts that is challenging to us. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good again. Woo. Okay, I'm not going to complain about that. That's not a complaint. Observation. It's kind of surprising observation because I thought I was really stiff this morning. So you're taking some awareness, some energy, some love, some appreciation, whatever, to that spot or spots. Maybe some healing energy. Maybe it's your squeaky wheel and you want to send it some grease. Remembering to breathe. Then we'll slowly remove the hands and we'll just like open and close the fingers here a little bit. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of core here while we're seated here. I'm gonna reach the arms out in front, keeping the spine tall. We'll start to lean back, so the shoulders go back, but the back stays straight. And then we'll come up. So let's do 4 more of those. You can do 4, or you can just hold for as long as you feel comfortable, but keeping the spine straight. So we're not giving in and rounding. Inhaling, coming up, exhaling, moving back. You know, I kind of forgot to count. Just do a couple more. And well, let's do 1 more. And then come all the way up. Release the arms, take some shoulder rolls, shake it out. We can close our eyes or take a soft gaze here in our mountain pose, our seated mountain pose. We're going to check in again and notice what we have in the chair now. Any changes or shifts from the beginning of class? And notice how we feel. And then moving towards the breath. What do we notice about the breath at this point? And if your breath has become shallow again, start to lengthen and deepen the breath, taking bigger inhales. And trying to exhale a little bit more completely. And we'll bring our hands to our heart. And once again, if you said an affirmation or had an intention for class or said a dedication, bring that back into your mind. And if you forgot what it was, because that sometimes happens to me, make up a new one. Come up with something else, or even think of something that you're grateful for. I think it's funny when I forget what my thing was in the beginning of class. And then we'll thank ourselves for being here, for showing up, for practicing together. And I thank you. May we all feel loved, grateful, and connected. And may we all have the strength and courage to overcome all the obstacles before us, because you know there's going to be some. From my heart to your heart, peace and namaste. Thank you, ladies. And anybody else, gentlemen, maybe that show up, I don't know.